Hi everybody, Clark Smith here. Thanks for making it to our consulting website. So I made this little video to explain what we offer and why on earth you might consider our tiny little organization as your best choice for coaching you on all the matters of running a small winery. In brief, I've been running wineries large and small for 60 vintages now, 45 of them in the northern hemisphere and 15 in the southern. And I've tried everything and made just about every mistake that can be made, and we've learned a lot. And in the last, since 1990, we've been operating a 2,000 case winery called WineSmith. These are our children here. This is my Napa Pauillac knockoff, if you like, Cabernet Sauvignon called Crucible. This is a Santa Cruz Mountains Brut Zero Grenache sparkling wine, Blanc de Noir. This is our port knockoff, which we call Any Gorilla, because any gorilla can make a port knockoff. I wrote Postmodern Winemaking in 2013. It was Wine and Spirits Magazine's Book of the Year. And I've been teaching a class called Fundamentals of Modern Wine Chemistry since 1984, and I've put about 4,500 winemakers through that. So I've got a lot of technical background, and I've applied that to developing new winemaking procedures. I invented the reverse osmosis process for reducing VA and also alcohol. Had a company called Vinovation that was the largest wine production consulting firm in the world for 17 years. And now I'm spending my time teaching and writing and consulting for small wineries. Second member of our team is Sandra Johnson, who's our assistant winemaker, a real crackerjack at keeping track of where everything is and what we've done, and our lab and weight tags and all that stuff. Makes my life a whole lot easier, and she's really quite good at running Innovent and making the connection between that and all of the pieces of paper that fly around when you're making wine, and linking to QuickBooks. About 6 months ago, I had the good fortune of having my wife Ruthie Wells join the company, and she's now our money manager and muse, and so she's taken a lot of the administrative burden off of my back and become quite expert. Although we're still learning, we're always learning, and in 2020, heaven knows, things changed a lot, and so we're developing new systems all the time, trying to keep up. We are right in the thick of running a 2,000 case winery. So I made a list of and it's all on the site of what we're good at. I think most people think of us as winemaking professionals. That's certainly true. As I said, I've taught Fundamentals of Modern Wine Chemistry since 1984. This is the syllabus for that thing. It's $100, and it has over 500 pages on just about any winemaking topic in there, so I certainly recommend you get a copy of that. But the class takes you through pH and TA and SO2 and phenolic chemistry and cold stabilization and heat stabilization and VA removal and all that fundamental winery training. We do a lot of winery floor plans and design, equipment selection, including tanks and pumps and crush equipment, lab equipment. And then we do a lot of lab training, mostly over the internet, and we coach on harvest support. So that's always been our core business, is how do you make wine and what are the best practices and product concepts for you in your particular situation, whether you're in the Napa Valley or upstate Minnesota or Alabama or Virginia. What are the best choices for you to have your own unique winery setup that isn't competing with anybody. So we like to start from clarifying the purpose of your winery. It's just something that almost nobody ever really gets clear on, and it's so empowering to be focused on this is what we do, and because then there are all these other things that you don't do, and you don't have to be on the fence about them. We like to start from that and then identify your values and your ongoing objectives, short-term goals, and your considerations about legacy. Until you do that, you really can't even name the winery, because you don't know whether you want to name it after yourself, or if you plan to sell it, you certainly don't want to sell your family name. Lots of people have made that mistake in the past. So then we try to put together an org chart and bring in a team. It may be that you're the team, that it can be one person has all the responsibilities, but they're all still the same identical responsibilities that Gallo has, that every winery has. And then as you grow into the job, you can take those responsibilities, particularly the ones you don't like and are no good at, and find somebody that likes to do that stuff. And so as you grow, your job becomes more fun because you don't have to do everything. Then we work from the financial side. Ruthie's got a lot of skills here. We have a lot of tools, largely in Excel, for managing cash flow, 5-year profitability plan, something you can show the bank, and then a short-term cash flow that we call napkin cash, where we just figure out what checks we're going to write this week. And then we have software for integrating the flow of money, the flow of wine, and the record keeping and legal compliance that goes along with all that. We've got integrated systems for doing that in a very efficient way that's mostly automated, so that we don't spend a lot of manual labor. And then finally, we participate, having taken our product concepts that we invented before we planted the vineyard, and take those into a website that tells your story and articulates your vision and how that plays out in the various products that you've chosen to make. Then we can coach you on email campaigns linked to a CRM, a contact relational management tool that's very inexpensive, and manage the distribution channels that you've chosen to get involved in. Most of the time, a small winery can't really compete in national distribution, so you might have a few stores near your winery that will carry your wine, a few restaurants, but mostly it's going to be about direct-to-consumer and internet sales. We don't sell any software ourselves, but we have figured out the most economical, automated system of different kinds of software and how to make them talk to each other in a way that doesn't take a lot of time and labor and is very inexpensive. So that's kind of our whole suite of capabilities. We work very inexpensively, and now that Ruthie's joined the company, I've got more time to be available for more consulting than I used to do. I've been working with about 120 wineries in different capacities and different scope of working. And now I have room for some more, and I hope yours will be one of them.
Cool. So my name is Todd Werker. I'm from Hawkhaven Vineyard and Winery in Cape May, New Jersey. And I'm here to say that I've been working with Clark Smith now going on about 4 years now. I met Clark through his chemistry and wine program out in Santa Rosa, and it really just kind of inspired me to what he was talking about, what his ideology was, and how it was really going to tie into how we were growing our grapes and what we were trying to end up with as far as our wines were concerned. And it's really driven Hawkhaven Wines to that next level where we are being recognized on the international market, consistently getting 90-point plus wines due to kind of working with him through his consultancy. If anybody's looking at hiring somebody to help them out with their product, just to talk to them, understand the wine, understand winemaking, Clark is definitely your guy. He's been just a great asset to have around, and he will definitely do well for your winery as well.